This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
The 27th annual and 28th ever Make a Difference Day event in the Wenatchee Valley once again brought out thousands of people from all walks of life.
Voters will have their say in November on Initiative 940.
For the record, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is probably not really haunted.
What a difference a year can make. It's an old saying which certainly applies to both of the high school football teams who battled under the lights at Lions Field in Moses Lake on Friday.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
The 27th annual and 28th ever Make a Difference Day event in the Wenatchee Valley once again brought out thousands of people from all walks of life who wanted to spend some of their last Saturday in October giving back to the community they call home. With over 70 publicized projects going on, the choices for how to make a difference were seemingly unlimited. Our first stop was the annual Buddy Walk at Walla Walla Point Park in Wenatchee, where a large crowd had gathered in support of those affected by Down syndrome.
It's a great cause. We're here to support it, and it's a good thing to get the kids out and let them know they're part of the community and socialize with just like the rest of us.
The event featured several different teams of walkers, each of which partook in taking a lap around a section of the loop trail in support of one specific person who has Down syndrome, including the nanny to one of them named Stevie.
I nanny Stevie. I've been nanny Stevie for about a year, so I'm here to support Down syndrome awareness. And Stevie's he's one of my best friends. You know, we have this bond that nobody can break. It means a lot to see how much people care.
The group effort helped in raising money for research, assistance, and awareness for those living with Down syndrome. Next up on our Make a Difference Day trek was the grocery outlet store on North Wenatchee Avenue, where volunteers from Serve Wenatchee were busy flagging down passing cars and assisting contributors shop for food donations that will help fill the pantry space at the nonprofit's community food bank. Serve Wenatchee also organized a coat drive at the Albertson supermarket just a few blocks away as well, and that's where we also found the Junior Service League of Wenatchee conducting their annual diaper drive outside the front entrances.
We're collecting diapers, wipes, formula, and cash for the families of Wenatchee Valley to make a difference.
We do it every single year in the fall along with Make a Difference Day.
Our final stop of the morning had us at the offices of Sage on Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee, where things were certainly looking a lot like Halloween a few days early, and where the organization's Trunk or Treat event was making a difference by spreading awareness about its primary mission.
We are the Crime Victims Center in Chelan and Douglas County. We help people who've been victims of crime. So domestic violence, sexual assault, child stuff, any of that kind of stuff we help. We have a 24-hour-a-day crisis line and lots of other things.
If you didn't get the chance to get in on any of today's many activities to help give back, remember, you can always make a difference in your own way too, using every day of the year if you choose.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
On the ground!
Voters will have their say in November on Initiative 940, a measure designed to make it easier to prosecute police for negligent shootings. The measure is designed to improve police training and de-escalation tactics and eliminate a requirement that prosecutors prove officers acted with malice to get a conviction in negligent shootings. 13th District state legislative candidates had this to say about the measure following last Thursday's forum at the Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center.
I'm absolutely a no. Law enforcement does not want this. This is an attack on law enforcement. We're going to take away some of their ability to do their job. When you talk about deadly force, it happens so fast. And I had an opportunity to be in a
a simulator in a deadly force situation. And I was so amazed at how quick that happened. I thought I could talk this guy out of this stuff, and he had a knife in me before I could even blink. And so it is so fast that we have to support our law enforcement. It's just imperative that we do that because they give so much to us.
Generally speaking, I think that we're in this moment in our society. We're having a conversation between the appropriate use of, what is the role of police versus minority rights issues, things like this. I think that any way that we can de-escalate tension, any way that we can, is a good thing. And so I would hope that this kind of thing can do that.
I am in favor of more training to de-escalate, and that's an important piece. I spoke with a man who is a retired police officer, and he told me we need more training in that. So that coming directly from a retired police officer made sense to me. I think that I don't want police officers who are in good faith doing their job and protecting the public to be punished for doing their job and protecting the public, but perhaps with extra training and de-escalation and how to work with the mentally ill and how to work with those who are on drugs. They deserve that to be able to protect themselves in the community. They deserve that extra training.
Hammond's opponent, Matt Manweller, was not present at Thursday's forum, but he did send a statement to iFIBER One News about the measure. Initiative 940 supporters are focused on getting it passed in November. Then, however, they expect to work with police groups and others on the compromise language, which includes a clarification that officers must render first aid when it's safe to do so, and add some protections for officers acting in good faith. I'm Sean Goggins for iFIBER One News. This segment is brought to you by...
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
For the record, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is probably not really haunted. Probably. But organizers of the live interactive Halloween event, The Artifact, would like you to forget all that.
Let's go in.
Haunted Theater Wenatchee, which has built monster mazes and haunted houses downtown for years, this year moves into the museum with a new concept. Professor Blackthorne has uncovered an amazing ancient relic and then, mysteriously, disappeared. Now it's up to you to hunt for clues.
They've been looking for a new spot to hold their haunt, and they thought of this great idea to make it the museum and have the museum come alive, and they have written this huge script with the backstory, making it really interactive.
Organizers Bill Brown and Jeff Blackburn teamed up with local theater director Cynthia Brown to lay out the story and concept. Some fancy lighting, some spooky noises, and some repurposed puppets are all made scarier with access to some downstairs sections of the old museum that are usually off limits.
We bring you down back stairways, we bring you down into areas that are solely for museum personnel only.
All the proceeds from the haunt go back to the nonprofit museum, and in fact many of the existing displays act as part of the haunt. It's all good fun, but still, it's not recommended for kids younger than 10. There's still 3 more nights to view the artifact, 6 p.m. tonight, October 30th, and Halloween night. Entry at the museum is $12. Call 888-6240 for details. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER One News.
What a difference a year can make. It's an old saying which certainly applies to both of the high school football teams who battled under the lights at Lions Field in Moses Lake on Friday. Last year, the home Chiefs were the Big Nine's head honcho and finishing a perfect 6-0 to claim the league title. This season, however, the Moses Lake squad found itself in next to last place in the conference going into their contest against the Eastmont Wildcats, who a season ago were a respectable 4-2 themselves to end the season, placing third in the district standings. But 2018 is proving to be the Cats' turn at running the table, as they entered play on Friday night with an unblemished league record of 4-0 and barely broke a sweat in upping that mark to 5-0 against the Chiefs. After Eastmont swiftly drove the field and scored on their first possession of the game with a 5-yard touchdown run by junior Carson Talley, the Wildcats kept pouring it on, scoring 3 more unanswered touchdowns in the first half on a 15-yard run by senior Victor Welton, a 50-yard scamper by Talley, and an 80-yard chuck from junior Carson Everhart to senior Kalen Massey to go up big at halftime, 28-0. The Wildcats piled on another TD for good measure to start the second half after partially blocking a Moses Lake punt and scoring on their first play from scrimmage afterward on a 35-yard pass from Everhart to Massey. The 5 unanswered touchdowns, coupled with some rugged defense, were not only way more than enough for Eastmont to roll the Chiefs 35-0, but also make an indelible impression heading into what many are calling the biggest game in the program's history next week, when they close out the regular season against their most heated rivals, the Wenatchee Panthers, at the Apple Bowl and in control of their own destiny, as a win over Wenatchee would clinch a perfect league record for the season and an undisputed Big 9 title for the Wildcats. Reporting for iFIBER 1 Sports, I'm Chris Hansen.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.